Have you ever wondered why things seem to click into place the moment you stop caring too much? Why does the act of releasing your grip on outcomes lead to the very results you've been chasing? Let me take you on a journey where we'll uncover a powerful secret rooted in ancient Stoic wisdom and modern psychology that will change the way you approach relationships and life itself. Here's the problem. Society has conditioned us to believe that the more we care, the better we'll be. We're told to invest emotionally in everything: our jobs, friendships, and, of course, romantic relationships. And while that sounds noble, here's the uncomfortable truth. Overcaring is a trap. It weakens you. It ties your self-worth to external factors, making you vulnerable to disappointment and rejection. Have you ever found yourself overthinking every interaction with someone you care about, wondering if you said the right thing or fearing their silence? You're not alone, but this cycle is draining your power. Now, imagine a different scenario. What if instead of caring too much, you learn to detach? What if you could walk into any situation, whether it's a date, a conversation with your partner, or even a breakup, with a quiet confidence that says, "I'm good with or without this"? That's the promise of detachment. And in this article, I'm going to show you how mastering this mindset will make you magnetic, not just to her, but to everyone around you. We'll explore 10 transformative shifts that happen when you stop caring too much about her. Each one will peel back a layer of societal conditioning, revealing a stronger, more confident version of yourself. This isn't about being cold or indifferent, it's about stepping into your true power. Stick with me till the end, and you'll unlock a secret that could redefine your relationships and ultimately your life. 1. The freedom of saying "I don't care." There's a hidden strength in saying "I don't care." Not in the reckless, immature sense, but in a way that liberates your soul. Let's be honest, how much of your day is consumed by thoughts of how someone else perceives you? You craft the perfect text, wait anxiously for a reply, and when it doesn't come as quickly as you hoped, you spiral. Sound familiar? What if you could silence that voice in your head and instead embrace a mindset where her responses, or lack thereof, don't faze you? Here's the thing. When you stop caring, you reclaim your mental space. Imagine the clarity you'd have if you weren't replaying every conversation in your head, dissecting every word, every pause, every emoji. When you stop worrying about her every reaction, you free yourself to live in the moment. You show up authentically, unburdened by the fear of rejection or judgment. But let's dig deeper. Why do we care so much? At its core, it's about control. We want to control how others see us, how they respond to us, and ultimately, how they feel about us. Yet, as the Stoics taught, control is an illusion. You can't dictate her feelings or actions, and the more you try, the more you push her away. Think about the most charismatic person you know. Is it the guy constantly seeking approval, or the one who walks through life with a quiet, unshakable confidence? It's always the latter. Why? Because he's detached. He understands that his worth isn't tied to anyone's opinion. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring about her as a person. It means you stop caring about the outcome. Whether she stays or leaves, whether she loves or criticizes, you remain centered. This isn't just theoretical. Next time you're with her, try something. Resist the urge to seek validation. And don't over-explain yourself, don't try to impress her. Instead, focus on enjoying the moment for what it is. Notice how her energy shifts. She'll sense your detachment, and paradoxically, she'll be drawn to you. Why? Because detachment exudes confidence, and confidence is magnetic. Here's another way to look at it. When you cling to someone emotionally, you create pressure. She feels it. And let's be real, no one thrives under pressure. Detachment, on the other hand, removes that weight. It creates space for her to come to you naturally, without feeling suffocated. This shift isn't just about attracting her, it's about attracting peace into your life. You'll stop overthinking, stop doubting, and start living. You'll begin to see that her opinions, her choices, and even her presence in your life are just that, choices. They don't define you. So ask yourself, what would your life look like if you could let go? If you could walk through every relationship, every interaction, with the quiet assurance that you'll be fine no matter what. That's the freedom of saying "I don't care." And trust me, once you taste it, you'll never go back. Does this resonate with you? If so, let's dive deeper. In the next part, we'll explore how detachment amplifies your confidence and attracts success. Stay tuned, because things are about to get even more powerful. 2. The power of detachment. Let's dive into the heart of what makes detachment so transformative. Have you ever noticed how the less you care about the outcome of something, the more naturally everything seems to fall into place? It's like the universe has a funny way of rewarding those who aren't desperate. Detachment isn't about apathy or indifference. It's about shifting your focus from things you can't control, like her reactions, to things you can. Your mindset, your actions, and your growth. Think about it. When you're too invested in how she feels about you, every interaction becomes a test. Did she laugh at your joke? Did she respond to your text on time? Is she still interested? This kind of emotional overinvestment doesn't just drain your energy, it makes you needy. And here's the paradox: neediness repels. The very approval and affection you crave slip further from your grasp. Now, contrast that with detachment. The man who practices detachment radiates a different kind of energy. He walks into any situation with confidence because he's not clinging to outcomes. He knows his worth and doesn't need external validation to affirm it. If she's interested, great. If not, that's fine too. His world doesn't crumble because he's built it on a solid foundation: himself. But here's the real kicker. When you let go of the need for her approval, you actually become more attractive. Why? Because you project an aura of self-sufficiency. She senses that you're not playing the same emotional game most men do, and that's intriguing. You're no longer just another player seeking validation, you're the prize, and prizes don't chase, they attract. Detachment is a form of freedom, and freedom is intoxicating. It allows you to act without fear, speak without overthinking, and connect without the need for constant reassurance. Imagine what your life could look like if you weren't bound by the chains of what if. What if she doesn't like me? What if she leaves? What if I'm not enough? Detachment cuts through these fears, leaving you with clarity and confidence. Here's a practical tip. The next time you're with her, focus entirely on the moment. Don't strategize about what to say or do to keep her interested. Instead, enjoy the interaction for what it is, without expecting anything in return. This doesn't mean you stop putting in effort, it means you stop attaching your self-worth to her response. Whether the moment leads to something deeper or not, you remain grounded, because your value isn't up for negotiation. Now, I want you to think about this. How would your interactions change if you embraced this mindset? How much lighter would you feel if you could walk into any room, any conversation, with the quiet confidence that you're enough as you are? If this resonates with you, I want to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and share your experience. Have you ever practiced detachment in a relationship? What changed for you? Let's start a conversation, because your journey could inspire someone else. And if you're finding value in this insight, don't forget to give this a like. Your engagement helps us reach more people who need to hear this message. Trust me, we're just getting started. In the next section, we'll explore how detachment doesn't just make you more attractive. It's also the secret weapon to achieving more in every area of your life. Stay tuned and don't miss out on the next powerful insight. 3. Detachment attracts success. Here's a truth that might surprise you. The less you care about chasing success, the more success chases you. It sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? Society tells us to hustle harder, to obsess over every goal, to make success our sole focus. But what if I told you that this relentless attachment to outcomes is actually sabotaging your progress? Detachment, as paradoxical as it may seem, is the secret ingredient that allows you to perform at your peak and ultimately achieve more. Let's break this down. When you're emotionally attached to a specific result, whether it's landing a promotion, closing a deal, or winning someone's affection, you create an invisible weight. Every action becomes a means to an end, and that pressure can be paralyzing. You overthink every decision, second-guess your instincts, and act from a place of fear rather than confidence. And when fear drives your actions, the results are rarely in your favor. Now, consider the opposite. The man who operates with detachment. He sets his goals, yes, but he doesn't allow those goals to dictate his emotional state. Whether he succeeds or fails, he remains centered. This mindset isn't about apathy, it's about mastery. He understands that success isn't just about the end result, but about showing up fully in every moment, doing his best, and trusting the process. Ironically, this detachment frees him to excel because he's not bogged down by the fear of failure. Think about athletes at the top of their game. The ones who obsess over winning often crumble under pressure. But the greats, they focus on their performance, not the scoreboard. They trust their training, stay present, and let the outcome take care of itself. That's the power of detachment in action. In relationships, detachment works the same way. When you're not overly fixated on how things will turn out, you become more relaxed, authentic, and enjoyable to be around. You're not overanalyzing every word she says or constantly worrying about where things are headed. Instead, you're fully engaged in the present moment, which makes your connection more natural and enjoyable. She'll notice, trust me, and that ease you project. It's magnetic. But detachment isn't just about appearing confident, it's about cultivating genuine confidence. When you no longer tie your self-worth to specific outcomes, you remove the emotional volatility that comes with success or failure. Whether you get what you want or not, you remain unshaken. This stability is what draws people to you, whether in business, friendships, or romantic relationships. Here's an important distinction. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring altogether. It doesn't mean you sit back and wait for success to fall into your lap. No, you still work hard, pursue your goals, and show up fully in your relationships. But you do so without clinging to the outcome. You trust that if you put in the effort, the right results will come in their own time. And if they don't, you'll adjust, learn, and keep moving forward without losing your peace of mind. This approach not only improves your chances of success, but also makes the journey more fulfilling. When you're not constantly stressing about what might happen, you can focus on what's happening right now. You'll find joy in the process, and that joy fuels your growth and resilience. Success, in any form, becomes a byproduct of your commitment to the present moment rather than an obsession with the future. And here's the best part. When you stop chasing, success starts to pursue you. Opportunities arise, people are drawn to your energy, and doors open effortlessly. Why? Because you're no longer radiating desperation, you're embodying confidence and control. So, take a step back and reflect. What goals in your life could benefit from a little detachment? What would happen if you shifted your focus from obsessing over the result to embracing the journey? Chances are you'd not only achieve more, but also enjoy the process along the way. 4. Transitioning from stress to serenity. Let's talk about stress, the silent killer that creeps into every aspect of your life when you care too much. Think back to those sleepless nights, replaying conversations in your head, wondering if you said the right thing or fearing how she might interpret your silence. It's exhausting, isn't it? And the worst part, most of that stress stems from worrying about things entirely outside your control. Here's the truth. When you tie your peace of mind to external outcomes, her response to your text, her level of interest, or even the future of the relationship, you hand over your power. You let circumstances dictate your emotional state, leaving yourself vulnerable to every shift in her mood or behavior. That's no way to live, and deep down you know it. But what if there was another way? What if you could reclaim your mental space and transition from stress to serenity? This isn't just a pipe dream, it's the natural outcome of practicing detachment. When you stop caring about things you can't control, you liberate yourself from the mental prison of overthinking and anxiety. You stop reacting to every little thing and start responding with calm and clarity. Consider this. Stress often arises from a mismatch between your expectations and reality. You expect her to text back quickly, but she doesn't. You hope she'll show the same level of interest, but her responses feel distant. Every unmet expectation becomes a source of tension, making you question yourself and the relationship. Detachment, however, removes those rigid expectations. You learn to accept reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. This acceptance doesn't mean you lower your standards or stop caring about meaningful connections. On the contrary, it allows you to show up as your best self, free from the weight of unnecessary stress. When you're detached, you're no longer clinging to specific outcomes. You're not obsessing over whether she likes you as much as you like her. Instead, you're focused on enjoying the moments you share without the constant pressure to perform or predict the future. Imagine how freeing that would feel. Instead of your thoughts being consumed by what if she doesn't feel the same, or what if this doesn't work out, you could redirect that energy toward things that truly matter, your goals, your growth, your passions. Detachment doesn't just improve your relationships, it enhances your overall quality of life. You start to see stress for what it really is, a reaction to perceived threats that often don't even exist. Think about the last time you were deeply stressed about something. Maybe it was a missed call, a delayed response, or a misunderstanding. Now ask yourself, did worrying about it change the outcome? In most cases, the answer is no. All it did was steal your peace. Detachment teaches you to let go of that needless worry. It helps you realize that your emotional well-being doesn't have to be tethered to someone else's actions. This shift from stress to serenity doesn't happen overnight, but with practice, it becomes second nature. Start small. The next time you feel that familiar pang of anxiety, whether it's about her, your job, or any other external factor, pause. Ask yourself, is this worth my mental energy? Can I control the outcome? If the answer is no, let it go. Remind yourself that your peace is more valuable than temporary worry. Over time, you'll notice a profound change. Situations that once triggered stress will barely register on your emotional radar. You'll approach challenges with a calm, collected mindset, and people will start to notice your unshakable composure. This serenity is powerful. It allows you to navigate life with grace, even when things don't go as planned. The beauty of detachment is that it doesn't just free you from stress, it empowers you to live with intention and clarity. You stop wasting energy on things that drain you and start investing it in areas that enrich your life. Serenity becomes your default state. And with it comes a quiet confidence that enhances every interaction, every decision, and every moment of your life. 5. Boosting confidence through detachment. Let's be honest. Confidence is one of the most magnetic qualities a person can have. It's the silent force that shapes how others perceive you and, more importantly, how you perceive yourself. But here's the catch. Most people try to build confidence the wrong way. They chase external validation, believing that if they can just get enough approval, they'll finally feel secure. Does this sound familiar? You try to say the right things, do the right things, and make sure she's always happy, hoping that her approval will validate your worth. Yet no matter how much effort you put in, you still feel uncertain, like you're walking on eggshells. Why? Because confidence built on external validation is fragile. The moment that validation is taken away or doesn't come at all, it crumbles. Now imagine a different kind of confidence. The kind that doesn't rely on anyone else's approval. The kind that comes from within. This is the confidence that detachment unlocks. When you stop caring about whether she or anyone else validates your actions, you tap into a well of self-assurance that no one can take away from you. You walk into any room knowing your value, regardless of how others react. Detachment frees you from the constant need to prove yourself. You no longer bend over backward trying to earn someone's approval. Instead, you live by your own standards. This shift is subtle but powerful. People will notice the change in you. Your presence will carry a quiet confidence, and here's the kicker. They'll respect you more for it. Why? Because people are naturally drawn to those who don't seek their validation. It signals strength, independence, and self-respect. Consider this. Confidence isn't about being the loudest or the most dominant person in the room. It's about being grounded in who you are. When you detach from the need to impress, you become more authentic. You're no longer saying or doing things to fit a certain mold. You're simply being yourself. And that authenticity? It's incredibly attractive. Now, you might be wondering, but won't she lose interest if I don't try to impress her? The opposite is true. When you're not constantly seeking her approval, you show her that you're secure in yourself. You're telling her, without words, I don't need you to complete me. I'm enough as I am. This kind of confidence is rare, and it sets you apart. It makes her curious, intrigued, and drawn to you in a way that neediness never could. Here's a quick exercise. The next time you're in a social setting, practice detachment. Focus on enjoying the moment rather than worrying about how you're being perceived. Pay attention to how people respond to your energy. You'll likely notice that the less you seek their approval, the more they'll gravitate toward you. But don't just take my word for it. Have you ever experienced a moment where you stopped trying so hard and suddenly everything clicked? Share your story in the comments below. I'd love to hear how detachment has helped you build confidence. And if you're finding value in these insights, hit that like button to let me know. Your support not only keeps the conversation going, but also helps others discover these life-changing principles. Confidence isn't something you chase, it's something you cultivate. And with detachment, you'll find that it grows naturally, shaping your interactions and leaving a lasting impression wherever you go. Stay with me, because in the next part, we'll explore how detachment transforms your relationships, making them stronger and more fulfilling. 6. Stronger relationships through detachment. When it comes to relationships, there's a harsh but liberating truth. The more you cling, the more you push others away. Neediness is a relationship killer, and it doesn't matter if it's with your partner, friends, or even family. It manifests as constant reassurance seeking, over-communicating, and bending over backward to keep the peace. At its core, neediness sends one clear message: I'm not enough on my own. And here's the brutal reality: if you don't believe in your value, why should anyone else? Detachment flips this dynamic on its head. When you stop caring too much about the relationship's outcome, you send a powerful signal. I respect myself, and I don't need anyone else to define my worth. This isn't about playing games or withholding affection. It's about establishing boundaries and recognizing that your happiness doesn't hinge on someone else's presence or approval. The beauty of detachment is that it fosters healthier, more balanced relationships. When you're not constantly worried about losing someone, you can engage with them more authentically. You're present, not because you're afraid they'll leave, but because you genuinely enjoy the connection. This shift in mindset relieves pressure on both sides, creating a space where respect and attraction can flourish naturally. Think about this. When you're overly invested in making someone happy, you often sacrifice your own needs and desires. Over time, this imbalance breeds resentment, even if it's unspoken. Detachment, however, restores balance. It allows you to prioritize your well-being while still showing up fully in the relationship. And paradoxically, the less you seek to control or cling to the relationship, the stronger it becomes. Detachment also empowers you to walk away when necessary. Not every relationship is meant to last, and clinging to a toxic or unfulfilling connection out of fear only drains your energy. When you're detached, you can recognize when a relationship no longer serves you and let it go with grace, knowing your worth isn't tied to anyone else's validation. This mindset is transformative. It not only strengthens your relationships, but also reshapes how people see you. They'll respect you more because you respect yourself. You become someone who values connection but isn't afraid to set boundaries. And in doing so, you create relationships built on mutual respect and admiration, not dependency. 7. Avoiding the desperation vibe. Desperation is one of the most unattractive traits a person can display. It's a quiet, insidious force that seeps into your interactions and poisons your chances of forming meaningful connections. Whether you're texting too often, constantly seeking reassurance, or overly eager to please, desperation sends a clear message: I don't believe I'm enough. Here's the thing about desperation: it's rooted in fear. Fear of losing someone, fear of being alone, fear of not measuring up. And this fear drives you to overcompensate, clinging to the relationship or the person in the hope that they'll validate your worth. But instead of drawing them closer, this behavior pushes them away. Desperation feels suffocating to the other person, and instinctively, they'll start to pull back. Detachment is the antidote to desperation. When you adopt a detached mindset, you stop seeking external validation to fill internal voids. You begin to realize that your value isn't dependent on someone else's approval or presence. Whether they choose to stay or leave, your sense of self remains intact. This shift changes the energy you bring into your interactions. Instead of coming from a place of neediness, you approach relationships with confidence and calm. You're no longer driven by the fear of losing someone, which allows you to be more genuine and relaxed. This energy is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who seem self-sufficient and emotionally stable. Or think about the most confident person you know. They're not chasing anyone's approval, and as a result, people gravitate toward them. That's the power of avoiding the desperation vibe. It's not about pretending you don't care. It's about genuinely knowing that you'll be okay no matter what. This mindset doesn't just improve your personal relationships, it spills over into every aspect of your life. In your career, it helps you take risks without the crippling fear of failure. In friendships, it allows you to set healthy boundaries without worrying about losing connections. And in your relationship with yourself, it fosters a deep sense of inner peace and self-assurance. Desperation stems from a scarcity mindset, the belief that if you lose this one opportunity, person, or relationship, you won't find another. Detachment, on the other hand, cultivates abundance. It teaches you that there's always another opportunity, another connection, another path forward. This mindset isn't just freeing, it's empowering. It allows you to live and love from a place of strength rather than fear. By avoiding desperation, you not only enhance your relationships but also step into a more powerful version of yourself, one that naturally attracts the people and opportunities that align with your true worth. 8. Achieving more by caring less. Let's face it, the world constantly tells us to care more, work harder, and push ourselves to the brink to achieve success. A hustle culture glorifies obsession with outcomes. But what if I told you that caring less could actually help you achieve more? It sounds counterintuitive, but it's a principle rooted in both Stoicism and modern psychology. When you care too much about achieving a specific result, you place an immense amount of pressure on yourself. Every step feels heavy, every decision is overanalyzed, and every setback becomes a personal failure. This kind of emotional investment doesn't just exhaust you, it paralyzes you. You're so focused on the outcome that you lose sight of the process, which ironically is the very thing that leads to success. Now, let's look at the alternative: detachment. When you care less about the outcome, you liberate yourself from that overwhelming pressure. You stop fixating on what might go wrong and start focusing on what you can do right now. This shift allows you to take risks, make clear-headed decisions, and stay adaptable in the face of challenges. Here's why this works. When you're detached from the result, you approach your goals with a sense of curiosity and openness rather than fear. Instead of being consumed by thoughts of what if I fail, you're driven by let's see how far I can go. This mindset not only makes you more productive but also more resilient. Setbacks no longer feel like the end of the world, they become opportunities to learn and adjust. Think about some of the most successful people you admire. Do you think they achieved greatness by obsessing over every possible outcome? Or did they trust the process, put in their best effort, and remain open to wherever their journey took them? Success, in many ways, is about showing up consistently and letting go of the need to control every variable. In relationships, this principle is just as powerful. When you're overly attached to how things will unfold, you might find yourself micromanaging every interaction, trying to predict what she'll say, how she'll react, or what the future holds. This level of control isn't just exhausting for you, it's stifling for her. But when you let go of those expectations, you create a space where both of you can connect authentically, free from the weight of what-ifs. This doesn't mean you stop caring about your goals or relationships. It means you shift your focus from the result to the process. You show up, you give your best, and you trust that the outcome will take care of itself. And here's the irony. The less you obsess over success, the more likely you are to achieve it. Why? Because you're operating from a place of confidence and clarity rather than fear and desperation. So here's my challenge to you. What would happen if you cared less about the outcome and more about showing up fully in the present moment? What could you achieve if you stopped letting fear dictate your actions? If this resonates with you, share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever experienced a moment where letting go helped you succeed? And if you're finding these insights valuable, don't forget to hit that like button. Your engagement not only helps the channel grow, but also ensures that more people can benefit from these transformative ideas. Together, we can redefine what it means to succeed by caring less and achieving more. 9. Mastering the art of letting go. Letting go is one of the most difficult yet liberating skills you can learn. It's an art, a practice that requires patience, self-awareness, and courage. We hold on to so many things, expectations, fears, grudges, and even relationships that no longer serve us, because we believe they define us. But the truth is, clinging only weighs us down. When you master the art of letting go, you reclaim your energy, your peace, and ultimately, your power. Detachment doesn't mean walking away from everything or giving up on your goals. It's about releasing the emotional grip on things you cannot control. Let's be clear. Life is unpredictable. People will come and go, situations will change, and not everything will go according to plan. The tighter you hold on, the harder it becomes to adapt when life throws you a curveball. Letting go allows you to flow with life rather than fight against it. Imagine a scenario where you're deeply invested in a relationship. You pour your heart and soul into making it work, but despite your best efforts, things begin to unravel. The natural response is to cling even tighter, trying to control the situation, hoping that your efforts will somehow force things back into place. But more often than not, this only pushes the other person further away and leaves you emotionally drained. Now consider the alternative. You let go. You accept that some things are beyond your control, and instead of fighting the tide, you trust that whatever is meant to be will unfold in its own time. This doesn't mean you stop caring or trying. It means you stop tying your sense of self-worth to the outcome. You give yourself the freedom to walk away if necessary, knowing that your happiness doesn't depend on any one person or situation. Letting go also applies to your internal world. How many times have you held on to negative emotions, anger, resentment, or regret long after the event has passed? These feelings act like anchors, keeping you stuck in the past and preventing you from moving forward. When you practice detachment, you learn to release these emotions. You acknowledge them, understand their purpose, and then let them go, creating space for growth and peace. The art of letting go is deeply tied to self-respect and boundaries. People will always test your limits, whether intentionally or not. Without clear boundaries, you risk overextending yourself, constantly giving more than you're receiving. But when you master detachment, you recognize your worth and protect your energy. You learn to say no without guilt and to walk away from situations that drain you. One of the most powerful aspects of letting go is how it transforms your mindset. You stop seeing challenges as obstacles and start viewing them as opportunities for growth. Every setback becomes a lesson, every rejection a redirection. This shift in perspective allows you to approach life with a sense of curiosity and resilience, knowing that you'll be okay no matter what happens. Letting go is not a one-time event. It's a continuous practice. It requires you to be present, to assess each situation as it comes, and to make conscious decisions about where to invest your energy. It's about trusting yourself in the journey even when the path ahead isn't clear. And as you build this skill, you'll find that life becomes lighter, relationships more fulfilling, and your inner world more serene. Ultimately, mastering the art of letting go is about freedom. Freedom from the weight of expectations, the chains of fear, and the burden of control. It's a path to living authentically and fully, embracing the uncertainty of life with grace and confidence. And once you've tasted this freedom, you'll wonder why you ever clung so tightly in the first place. By now, you've seen how detachment isn't about giving up, it's about rising above. It's about shifting your focus from what you can't control to what you can. Your actions, your mindset, your growth. When you stop caring about external validation and specific outcomes, you don't lose power, you gain it. You step into a world where your worth isn't dictated by fleeting opinions or unpredictable results. You become the master of your own destiny. Think about everything we've explored. The freedom that comes from letting go, the confidence that grows when you stop seeking approval, the stronger relationships built on mutual respect, and the incredible success that follows when you detach from outcomes. This isn't just a philosophy, it's a way of life. It's Stoicism applied in the modern world, offering clarity and strength in an age where overthinking and emotional dependence are all too common. The real magic of detachment is how it transforms you from the inside out. It's not just about getting the girl, landing the job, or achieving your goals. It's about becoming someone who can walk through life with calm assurance, unshaken by setbacks or the opinions of others. Someone who knows their worth, embraces the journey, and lets the chips fall where they may. Now, take a moment to reflect. What's one area of your life where you're holding on too tightly? Where is attachment causing you stress, anxiety, or insecurity? Start there. Practice letting go, one small step at a time. As you do, you'll begin to experience the freedom and power that come with detachment. And remember, this journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Every time you choose detachment over control, calm over chaos, and self-respect over seeking approval, you're becoming a stronger, more grounded version of yourself. That's the true reward. Let's keep the conversation going. Share your thoughts in the comments. What resonated with you the most? Have you experienced the power of detachment in your own life? I'd love to hear your stories and insights. If this article has sparked something in you, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more transformative content. Together, we're building a community of men committed to growth, confidence, and living life on their terms. Thank you for reading, and remember, your power lies not in what you hold on to, but in what you're willing to let go. Stay strong, stay grounded, and let life flow. See you next time.